La 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 la. Oh, oh. My head feels funny. La 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 la.
Draw your weapon. No. No! Please help, stranger. Madness from the river tainted the grain. Eating grain breeds sickness in the mind. We need help. The river, something in the water, grows into the grain. Oh, the grain's meant to be shipped to Melsenshire, but can't spread madness. Crenault. Go to Crenault. Strange man, Jenica, travelled there. Must have done something. Poisoned river with madness. Aiton, no help. If grain reaches troops, end up like Denrit, caged, murderous. Jenica, tainted water. Crenault. We ate the grain and we went mad. The grain, water from the river tainted. Need to find cure before grain reaches troops. Strange man, Jenica, went up river. Must have tainted the river in... Crenault feeds the river. Go there. He must heal. There's too much. Help us! Monsters! Know about river. Refuse help. I need your help. Denrit? Denrit's been dead for... No! Please save my mind, lest I forget everything. Hurry.
we gaze down from our high hill and feel the last warm touch of the sun on our backs, we wonder, is this the end of our endless day? What hope have we in these changing seasons when winter comes and does not abate? We watch, cold and dying, at what may be our final sunset.
I haven't felt this good in years. But something's wrong. Please, the grain must be tainted still. If the soldiers ate this, something in Connaught must still be amiss. Ah.
La 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 la. Oh, oh.
By the gods! I finally had my thoughts return to me, and Denrit's mind is his own again as well. It is not much, but here is what reward we can spare you. Thank you. This is our home. Denrit and I built it with our bare hands, and will build it again. My husband, Denrit, and I run the Ron farm. There is much to tend to, but we managed to get it all done. It's the nearby town. We do trade with them. Though, once my husband and I became, well, crazed, we were prevented from going back. Denrit Rond is my husband. Together we run the Rond farm and keep things in order. Ah.
It feels good to be free of the madness. Thank you for all you've done. I am the head of the Rond farm. There's always lots of work to be done. The town ended its trade with us when all the madness began. I am confident we will repair our relationship with the town. My wife, Aurette, helps me keep up with all the work on our farm. Without her, everything would be a mess around here.
East of the Wolds, you'll find Talarain, a warren of old strongholds and ruins, and crawling with beasts. Fortunes can be had there for a lucky adventurer. Keep the peace.
Many times
hiding, stranger. Ratifer. After a decade, he begs me payment. I am pleased to hear that the madness there has ended. Perhaps the Rons can repair their relationship with Aiden. Flutter away.
Welcome to Aiden. Welcome to the smithy. Back for more smithy work? Or looking to use the forge is yours whenever you need.
Looking for potions? Very well.
Care to toss some dice? Another time, maybe.
I'm not from Ayton, but it's near Talarain. Come again.
I've been watching Ratifer. Going back to the war is the best idea he's ever had. Always open.
East of the Wolds, you'll find fortunes can be had there for a... Oh, really? Someone finally answers to my post. Now that's what I like to see. Finally, those bandits will know what it's like to be preyed upon. Here's your gold. You earned it. Keep the peace.
Many tidings, stranger. Get a load.
Aiton welcomes all visitors.
Aiton welcomes drinks in the golden plate.
Welcome to Aiden.
The Fae dwindle in these forgotten hills. Our magic fades as the mortals toil and mark the land with hoe and plough. The walls were crafted from ancient winds and streams, and time the countless seasons of the great cycle. The mortals do not see the cycle's passage in this tired earth, but the fields grow older, and one day, so will the people.
What is it now? I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. We will leave when there is someplace else for us to go. Tell your friends in Emer that as long as the Tuatha burn our homes, we'll keep searching for a place to settle. I saw them with my own eyes, and I know Tuatha killed my fair share in the war. I am Elrod Edmund, leader of this pathetic band of ragmen. We come from the farms of the Twilly coast. Go there now, and you will find only ruin. The Tuatha raiding parties terrorized us where we were safest. At home. There are spies among us, my friend, and they must be rooted out. Will you help me? Kill them. What else? I would do it myself, but I must lead my people. They have no hope left to speak of. My strength is all they have. Fine. Then we shall be discreet. There are 3 whom I suspect of scouting for the Tuatha. They are paid in gold. There is no record of their actions. Onrad Amphast is posing as a military recruiter, while Froma and Nag are both residents of our camps in the plain. Be careful. Consider all of them well connected. Be swift. Be merciless. Onrad lurks in the shade of the Forsaken Plain mostly. Try Amer, or the West Phalanx. Froma and Nag are likely in one of the refugee camps to the east. They claim to be low on supplies, to be unable to spare even the smallest charity. But I know better. I have seen. Unlike us, they have everything they need, and more. I was raised in Colm and spent my summers fishing the Tawili coast. And when the war came, I threw my lot in with General Tolera. May she forgive herself. Here we are safe from the Fae, all of them. We are simple people. We don't wish to be pawns in the games of immortals, summer or winter. As for Amer, the villagers have made it very clear that we're not welcome. There would be more understanding if they had endured our hardships. Good luck.
Damn refugees.
Welcome.
From the naked dirt sprang the Majestics, the firstborn of the wilds of Ashara. Around them, they heard the song of splendor of a once and future summer. And they responded. And the earth moved. The carver shaped, the architect built, and the shaper composed.
I am on official business. Unless you've been sent by the Alpha army, we have no reason to speak. Ask anyone and you'll get the same answer. They're animals. They care nothing for the mortal races. We're just dust to them. Ha! I'd like to see you prove that. Goodbye, my friend. I was a soldier once, in the years before the Crystal War. I saw many die at Gallifore Fields. You could say I learned my lesson. I'm here as a recruiter for the Alpha army. My superiors believe there's still fresh blood to be wrung from the Forsaken Plain. They're wrong, of course. Let's just say I'm glad I'm not one of them. War is harsh on many people in many ways. Those of us who can avoid the suffering should. I don't feel like talking about the Tuatha anymore. A spy? Me? Ridiculous. You might want to stop your drinking while you still have some of your wits left. Or perhaps I better stop you myself. Good riddance. I'm finished with you. This conversation is over. Good riddance.
What do you want? Do you always approach strangers out in the wild? It's a bad habit, to be sure. I was a seamstress who made nets for the coastal fishermen. My hands may be callous, but they're strong. I don't care where we are. All I care about is finding someplace to call home. So if they can keep their blasted battle their glory, I just want a decent night's sleep. Few of us had even spoken to each other before the Tuatha came, but tragedy has a way of throwing disparate souls together. What kind of question is that? You want to know about the Tuatha? Go back to Tawili. Gaze at the fires that never cease. There's your education. How dare you? Do you have any idea of the suffering I've endured? I bet that Elrod sent you. He thinks he can go around blaming people for his wife's death, as if he's the only one who's lost someone. Lord Crass will hear about this. What do you wish to know? I can provide only what... That's right. Go on your way. Bye.
Some of us fall.
Stop staring at me. I'm not doing anything strange. You're the outsider here. I worked in my uncle's granary. I hated it, but I guess that doesn't matter now. I'll take the little gold I have left and start my own business. Someplace safe, I hope. They aren't so scary. People round here are just bitter because the Tuatha destroyed their lives. I guess it's mostly a matter of perspective. I'm just here. What do you want me to say? My farm was burned just like everyone else's. They had farms in Culm, right? Tuatha? Are you mad? The only thing I know about the Tuatha is how they killed my cousins and put my granary to the torch. You're joking, right? Wow. I've had plenty of crazy accusations during all of this, but that's something special. I've told you everything. What is it that you want from me? That's right. We watch out for... Goodbye.
I'm finished with you. This conversation is over. Good riddance.
Please, come in. Isn't it a glorious day, as if Helios himself warms us with a smile? To what do I owe this courtesy? I only have a few moments to spare. The godstorm awaits my return, and it doesn't like to wait. Farewell.
We should not speak again until the task is finished. The last thing we need... Onward lurks in the shade of the Forsaken Plain, mostly. Try Amer, or the Westphalians. They claim to be low on supplies, to be unable to spare even... I was raised in Colne and spent my summers fishing that... Here we are safe. As for Amer, the villagers have made it very clear that we're not welcome. May justice be done.
The Forsaken Plain has its name for a reason. We have marched all the way from the coast, and many never made it this far. Some of us fought, but the Tuatha, they have a lust for battle. We were easily overrun, and our farms burned. The Forsaken Plain has its name...
We're not safe, not even in Amer village. They want nothing to do with us. Won't anyone help? We're not safe, not even in Amer village. They want nothing to do with us. Won't...
We would have been lost without Elrod Edmund. He was a great officer in the war, but was sent home when a Mergen left its trident in his back. We would have been lost without Elrod Edmund.
I've seen some pitiful people, but these refugees are the worst. Check with Han in the tavern if you need supplies. All these refugees are making me nervous. Not much we can do, though. I've seen some pitiful people, but...
Our men are weary of war. Most of them came home with their heads poisoned by all that death. Then this happens. Have you seen Geltfar? He travels with Edwin Hoswig. Now that I think of it, I haven't seen either of them in days. I left family in Culn. We couldn't take everyone. What became of them? The elders, the children? We're not safe, not even in Amer village. They want nothing to do.
Once we reach the Cradle of Summer, all will be well. The Summer Court has declared its neutrality. Tartarian will protect us. There are spies among us, I am certain. The enemy knew too much. Even now they strike at our caravans, picking us off one by one. This is no life. Trudging in the heat, sleeping in the dust. Our whole lives have been abandoned. Damn Tuatha. Once we reach the Cradle of Summer, all will be well.
Some of us fought, but the Tuatha, we would have been lost without Elrod Edmund.
We've been walking for days. My feet are cut clean to the bone. It's this dry plain stone. I feel for these people. They've endured more than should be asked of anyone. I'd much rather stand by them than the cold souls of Amer village. Believe it or not, I'm not a native of these fair and forsaken plains. No, I was once a profitable exporter based in Rathir. Alas, my business went to the flame. Yes, that's right. I lost everything in the burn. But I found that opportunity always awaits those who search for it. It's the neighborhood burned to ash by the Tuatha in the early days of the war. It's been completely rebuilt, of course. But I know when to heed a message from the gods. Bye.
Yes? If I had a sword, I might be able to help. With those... their quarter. But on...
There are spies among us, I am certain.
Get going before I call someone to throw you out. I've told you everything. What is it that you want from me? What? Goodbye.
I know our little camp. I am Lord Crass. Goodbye.
It's you again. What could you possibly... What do you wish to know? I can provide... I have no idea what you... Bye. It's you again. What could you possibly want? What do you wish to know? I can provide only what answers I possess. That's right. Go on. Bye.
Yes? I'm finished with you. This conversation... Good riddance. Day, isn't it?
This is a nice village.
You're staring.
The road has been long for you, my friend. You wear the dust of a job well done. I thank you. The people of the Tuuli coast thank you. I have seen much savagery on the eastern shores. May it stay there, where blood fills the boots of the fallen. We all do our part. You have done yours. Stay vigilant.
Good day, If you want to see something special...
I'd avoid oldie Mundus. He's more agitated than usual since someone robbed him. What'll it be next? I'd avoid oldie Mundus. He's more agitated than usual.
Have you met Arnred Armfast? He says he works for the Alfar army. We're here to see
gates.
I noticed a few men here the other night. Strangers. They didn't look like refugees, but one can never tell. I noticed a few men here the other night.
Welcome back.
Militia in the streets, refugees at the gates. What's become of our little village? Militia in the streets, refugees at the gates. What's become of our little village?
Oh, hello. I don't recognize your face. Strangers are somewhat scarce in a village like this one. Good day. I am Anchor Edmure, scholar and novice sagecrafter. Of course, I may not be a novice much longer. Not after the Scholia Arcana reads my latest discoveries. They are the supreme authorities on magic, and for years I have petitioned them for membership. Unfortunately, they have yet to recognize my scholarship. I have lived in Amer for many years, uneventfully so. But recent events have led me to believe that my time here is all part of a greater destiny. You see, my apprentice Donald and I have noticed strange weather patterns that occur only in the Forsaken Plain. We don't have answers yet, but we will. I follow the strains of magic to this spot, across fields and forests and over sea and stone. There's a great power resting beneath Amer. It's ancient, wild. Very few have noticed, but the temperature around the Forsaken Plain is dropping. It's so slight that you wouldn't even feel the chill unless you knew to expect it. I don't know the cause of this phenomenon, but I'm sure whatever it is will greatly interest the Scholia Arcana. Until we meet again. nice to see a familiar face. So much tension in this village. Farewell.
Best avoid the refugees. They're pickpockets and rogues. Everyone. I'd rather be fighting the two other.
Got any coin to spend? How's for a quick fate read? Got the cards all ready. Don't know much about it, really. I'm not from here, I'm just passing through. If you've got a knack for it, there's a living to be scratched out of fate weaving. Farmers like to know their yields in advance, at least. Nasty out there. But with Freeman plaguing the roads south, there's not much safer travel to be had. Cold comfort. Pleasant travels.
There are few healers as talented as Orca Tetrin, the tavern keep's wife. Keep heading north, and you'll walk right into the cradle of summer. I'd avoid it. It's sacred ground to the Fae. I've heard there's an Alfar noble traveling with the refugees. I'll believe that when I see it. If you want to chat, visit Molly Janek the alchemist. She'll keep you busy for hours. If you want to chat, visit
Please, sit with me. My company is open to all who thirst for knowledge. Come, share my fireside. I was born in the city of Rathir, an orphan of the Wending. One day, I stumbled upon the Scholia Arcana library, and I found new life in the ancient books. My advice to them would be to gain some perspective. Villages grow and burn. There is only one event that is worth our attention, and that is the Godstorm. Of course, I don't typically prefer the company of others. Take the leader of these refugees, for example. Master Elrod Edmund. Gruff, coarse, not a pleasantry in sight. It is a good place to find the peace I need to complete my work, although the refugees have certainly slowed progress. I am not one for the cacophony of any kind. I don't know how the Fae in the Cradle of Summer can stand having us so near. Our mortal din is far too distracting, even for me. I have never laid my gaze upon it. Such a thing would not be proper. I am a dustling, a child of death. The Cradle of Summer must not be sullied by my taint. Why, the Godstorm is the greatest event that our fragile world has ever witnessed. It was a battle, a conflict between Fae. They call it the Withering War. That's why I relocated to Emer to complete my book, the definitive work on the subject. The village is nice enough, quiet, although the new arrivals give me no peace. Sadly, I lack the last few resources needed to tell the full story. The works of the famous scribes Ewald, Dalston, Callas, and Wildfrold. Gone. I was so close. They are lost to the ages, I'm afraid. Minds such as Ewald and Callas are rare. I suspect that their works have been spread across the plains. It is not in the Fae's nature to fight. The summer and winter courts have existed in harmony since the beginning of time. Leave it to us mortals to ruin a good thing. 500 years ago, the Summer King Issa and the Winter Lord On broke from that pattern and fought a battle here, on this very plain. The land carries the scars. Keep your eyes open.
New in town? Keep heading north, and you'll walk right into the cradle of summer.
Please, make yourself comfortable. We don't see too many travelers in a mare these days. Not with that forest of tents growing out front. Relax, and partake of what our small hamlet has to offer. This is the birthplace of alchemy in the Feylands. These plains have been soaked in the deepest magic. Every leaf, every stem, every root holds secrets. If you want to know more about our history, and about the fascinating flora and fauna of the Forsaken Plain, speak to Molly upstairs. She's a sweetie. Refugees from the coast of Twili. They claim their village was burned by Tuatha, but I know better. The Tuatha here in the realm of the Summer Court? I think not. They began arriving several weeks ago, marching from Galafor with their belongings dragged behind them. We've given them all we can, but we only have so much. No problem. We just fixed one up all nice and tidy. You're welcome to it. Well, you know where to go if you need a place to rest. We'll be here if you need us.
Hello, I'm Orca Tetran, village healer. You're new in Emer. I never forget a face. Are you with the refugees? I'm sure you've heard about how Emer is the birthplace of modern herbalism, a cradle of enchanted flora, a haven for the wildest reagents. Me, I don't care about that. I like the people. We get all sorts of interesting folk in here, like Oddwald the Scribe, like you. Nope, I'm never bored. Not in Emer. I've never met one so obsessed. He goes on and on about his life's work, as if other mortals will find his study of the Fae as fascinating as he does. You can usually find him holed up in his house across the way, but sometimes he spends time here with us in the tavern. They are a sorry caravan. I, for one, believe their stories. Look what the Tuatha have done across the sea, and what they intend to do if they arrive here. Gods forbid. What would stop them from sending warriors to hunt us down by our very hearths? The Tuatha will not rest until they break us. That is why we must never let them. Bye. Stay safe.
I have nothing to say to strangers. We in Amer wish to keep to ourselves. It's a fine place, very welcoming to those who make the proper arrangements. There is very little of interest to know about me. I'm a simple scholar. I am here for the serenity, the quiet. They are poor creatures. I pity them, as should you. Goodbye.
I'd avoid old Imundis.
Hello there.
He's more agitated than usual, says someone robbed him.
It's about time. Someone knew. I was beginning to think I'd turned to dust here at this counter alone, uninteresting and not having spoken to another soul in days. Han likes to keep me up here, because down there I fill his ears with talk. Like that's a bad thing. This village is a graveyard sometimes. Talk would do it some good. Molly Janik at your service. I teach alchemy. What can be taught, that is. Most of it is a gift. Either you have it, or you don't. Dull. I hate to say it, but the refugees are the most excitement we've seen here in weeks. You'd think there'd be more drama with a war on, but not in Amer. Here we are between the cradle of summer and Rothea, and I spend my days watching the clouds drift by. It's big business around here. The magic of the Forsaken Plain has cooked up some mighty strange ingredients, that's for sure. You'll find some pretty weird stuff. My father was an alchemist. He trained me and my sister Lila to carry on his legacy. Lila hates people, spends most of her time in the cradle of summer, alone. What do you want to know? If you're going to spend time with Lila, you might want to prepare yourself beforehand. She's, unique. Lila has spent far too long in the cradle of summer with the Fae and their magic. All of that exposure has, how do I put this, altered her perspective. She's strange, all right. There, I said it. Han is an idiot. He's the only one who's imposed this ban on refugees in the village. To what end? They don't want trouble. Only food, water, a warm bed. Idiot. I'm so bored.
Keep heading north, and you'll walk right into the cradle of summer.
You resemble someone of authority. 2 rogues, likely freemen, have stolen a precious item from me. Pay attention! And to think my taxes pay your salary. There were 2 of them, swarthy brutes, hairy, filthy. I shudder at the thought. The beasts ransacked my antiquities collection and stole several notable items. I am a gentleman, and if you can recover my amulet, I will make it worth your time and effort. I glimpsed them leaving through the back window as they made for the woods. Name your price. Well, perhaps that's not accurate, but you will win my favour. And they don't call me the richest man in Gorehot for my charming personality. Excellent. I will stay here, secure, and wait for your return. I've told you everything, fool. I am W. Mundus, owner of Oddities and Curios by W. Mundus. I have lived in the Mare village for nearly 1 year. I detest it. And don't get me started on the Alpha. This village was once a bustling crossroads for traders and dealers in the arcane. However, in recent years, it has become a barren outpost for the ignorant. One must keep an eye on every possession since the freemen began to terrorize the plain. Some dare to enter the village even with the militia outside. It was an impressive gem sold to me on the road to Haxi. Quite the curio. It is called the Eye of Aman, a magical token shaped by the Fae Aman the Clever. I've yet to research it thoroughly, but it is certainly valuable. Disgusting, sweaty, pathetic things. Do not misunderstand me. I have sympathy for the wretched, but only if they're far from my doorstep. Goodbye.
Help me! Bandits stole my amulet, the Eye of Amun, and I must get it back. Please! So, Oldie Mundus knows what happened. Well, I don't have the amulet. Gelt does. He took it from me. In exchange, he left his dagger in my shoulder. Don't insult me. You know damn well who I am, and what I've done. I'm surprised Immundus's wrinkled old head had enough sense left to tell you. They should be ashamed of themselves. With all they have, the least they can do is spare a little extra for the dying. We're not bad people, just unlucky. Not professional bandits, exactly, but sly enough to cut a living out of this dried and dusty wasteland. You never know where they're going to strike next. I knew the gem was cursed. I overheard Faye speak of it, and of the great trickster Amun. But the curse is worth the agony. Imagine the gold! Haven't you heard? The Tuatha have moved raiding parties inland. They've sacked homes all along the coast. Farms burned, whole families killed. Those of us that have survived are moving west, hoping the Summer Fae will provide a safe haven. The last hope for the hopeless. Hurry! There isn't much time.
Departing their home beyond the Vale, the firstborn were torn asunder, with a cry that still lingers in the heart of every god tree and mountain. Then emptiness, followed by a darkening sky, and the frost wept with the first winter.
Thank the gods. Someone's come for me at last. Yes, I am the scoundrel you're looking for. Yes, I stabbed my partner in the back. Do with me what you like. Just please, please take the amulet. It's yours. I'll tell you why. This Fey trinket belonged to Armand the Clever, and it's cursed. Like most, I considered it an old traveler's story. Well, now I'm a believer. It's real. I have the scars to prove it. Your only hope is to give it away, or to travel to Armand's Hollow, in hopes you can remove the curse, which is why I'm here. Please, take the amulet. I am so weak. I cannot withstand its influence. If I possess it any longer, I will surely die. Perhaps the most treacherous and playful Fey ever to walk the green lands of the Summer Court. Evidence of his trickery can be found all over the Phalanx. Armand's Hollow of Syl is not far, right here in the Cradle of Summer. That's where I'm headed now. It is my salvation. Legend says that Armand crafted it by combining lightning, fire, and frost, an arcane trick he stole from the Scholia Arcana. All I know is what I've seen. Once that amulet is in your possession, it will torture you. Only the strongest can withstand its punishment. Only one such as you. What a relief. You have no idea how long I've been trying to abandon that damn thing. In order to be rid of its curse, you must take the amulet to Armand's Hollow of Syl and cleanse it. Armand wishes to make you enter his lair and face its many dangers. But once you've done that, the amulet is yours to keep. If you ask me, it's a high price to pay for a rather dull trinket. Yes, and I am a thief. Never had a spot of good luck. But taking what belongs to others doesn't make me a bad man, just a weak one. I'm sorry, but you took the amulet from me willingly. I won't touch it again. Go to the Hollow of Syl. It's the only way to cleanse the curse. That was my plan. It's terrible. Fire, ice, lightning. You will see. It is ancient, they say. As old as the Cradle of Summer itself. Armand the Clever calls it his home, even though no one has reported seeing Armand for centuries. I've trekked here for several days and nights in search of Syl Hollow, but I've yet to find it. I can't say I'm comfortable here. Too many Fey, too much magic. He lives in Emer. Pompous blowhard going on about his artifact collection to any who would listen. Name's Immundus. Wayne Immundus. Edwin. He was my partner, and a good one. But soon as I saw the amulet, I had to have it. Stabbed Edwin, took the goods. You can say I paid for my treachery. Good luck.
Shaper bequeathed her music to the countryside of marbled ruin. The plains birthed the gentle grass. Listless streams meandered through the verdant hills and babbled of their gentle travel to the face of the windswept cliffs. Thus the symphony of Arathel began.
What is this? What news do you bring me? My stolen amulet, and stripped of its pesky curse. Beautiful, isn't it? Now that it won't kill you, that is. Hand it over. I can offer you riches, my friend. Gold. And what is better than that? Anything your heart desires in this world can be purchased. Ah, justice. Yes, I believe you will go far in our world, ragged and raging as it is. As for those two knaves, I suspect they will meet with a gallows soon enough. Goodbye.
Most scholars just scratch at the surface of the magical anomalies in the Forsaken Plain. There's so much more for the... Goodbye. You'd best avoid the refugees. Stand back! The jail is closed to everyone but the militia. You'd best stroll elsewhere. Refugees are everywhere around the village, and they'll snatch anything they can get their sticky fingers on. You wouldn't believe who they've got back there. Real hardened criminals. I think. Most of them just look like refugees, but how can one really tell? I can't give you entrance. It goes against every code I've sworn to uphold. At least, I think it does. Honestly, I didn't even know this village existed. I couldn't point to it on a map. It could disappear tomorrow, and no one would even notice. I was a scholar before the war, a teacher in the fine art and history of tapestries and painting, skills that have little use during wartime. I became a soldier for the coin. It was that or starve. A shifty lot, those vagabonds. I'm not a noble, but I've taught enough of them to know that their condescension is justified. Some people are just born to steal, to scrounge. They can't help it. It's in their nature, like animals. Goodbye.
All these refugees are making me nervous. Not much we can do, though. I've seen some pitiful people, but these refugees are the worst. Check with Han in the tavern if you need supplies.
Is that too much to ask? What? Another member of the militia come to laugh in our faces? At least I've got a roof over my head. It beats sleeping on the forsaken plain. This is a fitting end. First my own
Keep your eyes on your possessions.
Now I'm locked up in here. This is a fitting end. First my own.
I wish we could afford a real trained guard around here. Hello.
The Great Cycle brought powerful magic to Armalor. The arcane veil begat King Issa's reign, and all things in balance, also its destruction. The seasons passed, the summer wilted into autumn, and Lord Olm culled his strength. King Issa's sway receded, as does the shade at noon. The Feylands rested from their sprouting, and a haze of indolence silenced the woods. When the winter moon waned, it began. A terrible thunder rolled across the darkened plains of Erethel.
Among echoes of golden coasts and silver seas, Lyria drew near. She saw the priestess asleep, reclined on dark earth amidst the cypress trees. Under the gleam of heaven's dusk reflected, the mirror that tantalized the stars, Lyria whispered to Tyrion, "On rocky spur of sable stone shall heaven's mount prove, is a seat of elegance near kin, a shard of night to glisten in the foam, a spire from the seabed to drip from the sky's veil. There will your people be closest to my voice." And so awoke Beala Tyrion, the calm and majestic, to see the cliffs against the coast, and Lyria's throne before her. That does not seem so strange. I'm sure there are many people who in their youth had a similar experience, but of course I am leaving something out. I mentioned the unrest in my soul. I know it intimately. When I was young, I was visited by something unlike anything else of this world. It was an ephemeral, ghostly thing. I called it a divine spirit, for I had no better word to describe it. This thing was not fey, but possessed a timelessness like one. It glowed with an aura of magic about it, but I was not afraid, for a serene peace was born on the countenance of this divine spirit.
Hello there. Hello there. Out enjoying a walk in the ruins? You'd better keep your blade nearby. I am a student of the world, my friend. The world. One cannot learn what he wishes to know from books and recipes. No, he must search the countryside for answers. Look around you. This ruin holds knowledge so deep that no one man will glean it. But that will not keep Arion Raff from trying. Ha! Of course, the cradle, an incredible setting, so rich in its magical history. I was there months ago searching for artifacts, but only came across a few random wand components and a reagent or two. Nothing fantastic, but definitely worth the trip. Of course, I was there months ago searching for artifacts. An incredible region, one that begs to be studied. Where else can one truly get a sense of the withering war and its dramatic effects on our world? Goodbye then. Hello there. It is endlessly fascinating. We have nothing like it in all our long histories. The Fae are singular in their abhorrence of warfare. It's what makes them unique. Be well.
You may think I'm lying, but unfortunately I'm telling the truth as I saw it then anyway. This thing was a fleeting companion, but a companion nonetheless. Do you hear? It's the earthly moans of time. Listless motes of cavern dust, the crumbled ruin beneath our feet. All the ordained path of the blessed. You have found their way, their home, their solace. You're near them. No, I was wrong.
We've still a lot now. What is it that I can do for you? Widows spare you.